Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, The New Powerpuff Girls, and Archer. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the season finale of Miraculous Ladybug, Volpina. We've been going through the Miraculous Ladybug episodes every week here on the Overly Animated Podcast. You can check us out at overlyanimated.com or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, your favorite podcatcher. We have not yet seen or covered the Origins episodes. We'll be hopefully doing both of those in one podcast next week. But we are finally done with all the we are now caught up to the current timeline in the universe. We now have to just watch the Origins ones. We've been watching the episodes in French and continue to do so for Vulpina. So yeah, let's get into things. Big episode, obviously. Big episode last week, another one this week. Delaney, what are your initial thoughts and impressions of Vulpina?
This episode was so stressful to watch. Like, it was just like, I don't know if it's just the intense anxiety going on or what, but just, it was like, I haven't felt that watching an episode before, like actually feeling anxious about what's going on and like who is Volpina. Also, like I had seen screenshots like forever ago, like probably before we even started covering the show. And I was like, there's another superhero,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa. And of course you were talking about, Kwame's and like the intro like kind of hints that there are others, we're probably gonna see more. And then it's like, nope, you've been tricked. She was akumatized. And then, of course, it's just more ridiculous. Hawkmoth, like, if you can do this, why isn't everyone, like, a superhero?
Yeah,
that's so annoying.
Finally, a good plan from Hawkmoth. And, like, this is, like, a really good one. But,
She reaches for her earrings twice. Like, I've never been so stressed in my life.
Yeah, the one time that the Hawkmoth is actually close to the Miraculous is it happens twice. I was very much tricked by this episode, but not really. I don't think it was by the show. It was kind of just by like my desire to avoid most information, but things slip through. Like I was pretty sure we're getting a new superhero on this one, and nope.
Same. I was like, cool, I mean, the team.
It might happen in Origins, like maybe that's where it happens. But I think that Leela and Vulpina are more than just this one-off villain here. So, and we'll see them again in season 2.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkmoth literally is like, we'll see, like.
Yeah, I mean, he says a lot of things, but he does say that we're not done with Vulpina, right? So that's going to be interesting.
This is the first time, like, we've had somebody, like, it doesn't just get solved immediately. Like, Ladybug's made an enemy. Like, she's actually, like, and it doesn't just get solved by an apology, because we've done this before where Ladybug kind of ticked people off, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. They're like, oh, it's fine. I love you, Ladybug. No, like, Ladybug, you messed up. You messed up. You actually made, like, an arch nemesis. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, without Hawkmoth, there'd be no consequences to that. But it's finally your stupid Adrien feelings have caught up to you, Marinette.
Yep.
And I mean, to be fair, I don't really think it's her fault. I think that Leela's just not very nice. Like she apologizes, and
also I'm kind of glad she's a villain because at first I was like, I don't like her. I don't want her to be a hero. Like, ew.
See, I actually really love Leela. I mean, this is like the type of character I really like. Like Leela's pretty similar to Chloe. She's the she's the like hot mean girl who like. I mean, with Chloe, it's like Heart of Gold, maybe, but we haven't really seen a good side to Leela to fit that trope yet. But I really like Leela.
I would be 100% okay with Chloe becoming a superhero. I don't really like Leela.
I mean, both of them are great. Like, we don't need to choose one over the other, but I guess okay. So this episode was very good. I think I was a little disappointed in how this functioned as a finale. I actually think Simon Says was like a better episode with higher stakes. Not necessarily higher stakes. Like I do think potentially this episode had more chances of going wrong, but it was more intense. We like learned more things in Simon Says, and I think overall it's like clearly a better episode. What about you?
I don't know if I agree with that.
You think
I thought this was like a really fabulous like finale. Like I was shocked that we got like an episode like this. Honestly, it felt like a finale. And because we've been talking so long about it, and I was like, this episode actually felt like it was a finale. And I mean, I thought there were some pretty high stakes in this episode. Like they had me going. Like every episode, get the Miraculouses, and of course they never come close. Half the time the villains don't even like ask them for it or bother to try. They just like blow stuff up. But no, in this episode, like Marinette literally she actually was, like half a second from taking her earrings off twice. Like they had me going hard. Like I was like, she's going to take her earrings up, and then they actually we talk about the identity stuff all the time, and just even though I knew it wasn't gonna happen, they still had me going with Adrien. Like the last part of the episode where she kidnaps oh, it's just so good. It's just this episode was just fabulous.
So look, all of that's good, and I agree this is a good episode. It would be in my top tier. I think for me, over these 24 episodes, there's Simon Says, then there's the episodes I'm putting in the top tier, and then there's everything else. And this would be in like the second grouping, below the one before it. And I think all of this is true, and I think compared to an average episode of this show, this is like it's got a lot of stuff that we would want. But in the end, this is just another akumatized villain episode trying to get their miraculous fails, teasing the identity stuff doesn't happen, teasing the Adrien's dad reveal doesn't happen, really, except for the book and the end of the episode. There's nothing here. So that's what I mean by it doesn't feel like a finale. It really just feels like a normal episode. Now, I wasn't expecting any of that to happen except for maybe a new superhero, but it still, I think, was slightly disappointing to me, especially when we're in a situation where we so clearly should have the identity reveal and it does not happen.
Well, I think, like, actually, for all the reasons you said, like, we have this, and this, this is what every episode of the show should be like. This is the best of everything. Like, it's done so well. Like, we complain a lot about a lot of these elements because they're not necessarily executed the best. But in this episode, all of it's just executed wonderfully.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that the season would be extremely good if every episode was like this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I think this is kind of the quintessential, I think, Ladybug episode.
I'm like very happy with I'm very happy with this episode as a Ladybug episode. I'm somewhat disappointed with this functioning as a finale, though. That's kind of my point. Is like we really don't get anything. Our big reveal at the end is something we kind of already knew. This dude's important. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at, and I just thought we had such potential with this Adrien stuff at the end, and it made so much sense to reveal the identities this way. And even if it didn't happen, it was still a lot of fun. Like I still really liked it, but I'm obviously, I've expressed this before. I'm very frustrated by them not learning who each other is, and this situation that they put themselves in this episode kind of shows how absurd it is that they don't know yet, considering they interact with their real life personas all the time. Like it should happen.
I mean, yes, but I mean, I can very well see us watching this show for like upwards of like multiple years and them still not knowing who they are.
Oh yeah, I could totally. Yeah, they might do that. I mean, it'd be the worst, but they might do that.
It would be the worst, but I mean, I feel like there's a very we're gonna have to very much consider that possibility that they're not gonna know. I mean, or we're gonna have a time where one of them knows who the other one is, doesn't confront them about it, and then like it takes like another season or two until the other one figures out. That's what we're heading towards. We need to be prepared.
Yeah. My impression, I think, is that they're gonna step up all the stuff in season 2, based on comments I've seen, based on like the direction of this episode. I think they'll probably do the reveal pretty soon. But at the same time, like if this was like a syndicated show, then it would totally just never happen. But yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, this is a good episode. I like the new character. The villain stuff is very good. We have some great Marinette and Adrien stuff. I do think kind of everything was better in the previous one about all of the stuff I said. But I shouldn't, like, I just think the Simon Says like a genuinely great episode, so I shouldn't compare it like in all aspects to that. Yeah, I don't know. I was a big fan, and I hope that this is a sign of things to come in terms of this increased quality, although, like, you can't expect the finale episodes to be maintained for the next season, that level of quality, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on this reveal with let me pull up the outline with what's his name at the end, the Great Guardian. Kind of expected when it's like you need to meet someone. Is this what you were expecting to happen?
I mean, pretty much. Like, I mean, basically called him like guardian of secret knowledge, like when we saw like our last podcast. So like, yeah. I mean,
think this guy has a name that I'm seeing, but it's not in the show, so we won't talk about it
right.
yet. Yeah.
Well, it's a little weird. Like, I was kind of like, so yeah, we're caught up chronologically, quote unquote.
It's possible he's in the
But
Origins episodes. Like, we'll see. But yeah.
yeah, but like for me, like I was kind of, I don't know, like that scene felt really weird because it was like we've seen him. Are we acknowledging that we've seen him before? She's like, it's time for you to meet the Great Guardian. I'm like, but you totally took Tikki to him and was like,
Yeah.
fix my cat. So I don't understand what's going on right now.
I forgot that it's
Little
Fix My
confused.
Cat. Yeah, I think that my read on this was Marinette has seen him before. And
And that's
it's
what I was
like
hoping, but just it was weird.
my read is that it was a surprise to Marinette because like he immediately says hello
Yeah,
Ladybug. It's like this guy pretended to not understand anything that one time and now he's, so
which is
I
so funny because like, hello, this is not a cat.
there's no reason to keep it from her like a week ago.
Yeah,
Like I don't understand that, but Tiki is
that's
very
just so
arbitrary.
weird. Like and of course Tikki's like, it's time for you to meet the Great Guardian. Like you already met him. Technically, if we're gonna be fair about it. I mean, now you're meeting him in the capacity of Great Guardian, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think then was interesting.
Also, Tiki is so like needlessly like cryptic all the time. Like, just I'm not going to tell you what the book is until I know for sure. Like, oh my God, Tiki, how many times do you have to get close to this book before you know what it is?
So I'm starting to think one of two things with Tiki because this is too much. I think Tiki's either like really stupid or
Okay, I guess it's possible.
Tiki knows nothing. Like I think these are the two possibilities.
Yeah, I think we're beginning to get rid of like eternal, all-knowing Tiki. Like, I don't think that's like. I think we're wrong. I
I'm
think
look, I'm
that
still really creeped out by Tiki and the fact that she's been alive for thousands of years, but she's definitely not all knowing. She's
yeah,
stupid as
she's
crap.
not. I mean,
I
she's definitely smarter than Plog. Like, Plog was literally like, ooh, I love secrets. Don't care. I'm gonna get eat cheese. Like, Plog, you're so
I mean, I
useless.
don't think Plog is like necessarily like stupider than Tiki. I just think Plog doesn't care. Like Plog does say something smart this episode at some point, but Tiki's just like, why do you? She doesn't know anything, or she doesn't. I don't know. She might just still be hiding stuff from Marinette,
See,
but
that's my thing too. Is I don't necessarily know we can say she doesn't know anything because, like, in this episode, like Tiki clearly knew what was going on, and even Marinette called her out. I was like, "Can you stop being cryptic for 5 minutes and like tell me what's going on?" So I feel like Tiki, like, maybe Tiki has a hidden agenda or something. Like, I don't like a lot of these, like this whole episode about like I'm not going to tell you about the book until I know what it is, and then kind of like she's kind of reluctant about, okay, I guess it's time for you to meet the Great Guardian. It's like, Tiki, like, why? What's the point of keeping these secrets from Marinette? Like, if Marinette's like, supposed to be this great hero, like, shouldn't? I mean, obviously, this is like the tropiest trope to ever trope. Like not telling, the protagonist, like,
yeah.
keeping secrets from the chosen one. But like, come on, like, we need to have a little bit going on here.
My thing
Like,
with
does
Tiki,
Tiki not
yeah,
trust her? Like, what is the like? How sensitive could this information be? Like, it's. I mean, Adrian's like, oh, it's like an encyclopedia of superheroes, and that's basically what it looks like. So I don't
yeah.
understand what like. So
My read on it was that it was like a "you're not ready" trope type thing,
yeah,
which I think is what they're going for. My thing with Tiki right now is that if she really is like powerful and knows a lot of things, why is she so helpless? I feel like she'd be able to affect the world more than she is. She just seems like she has no effect on anything the past episode. She's just like easily taken. She can't be noticed by humans. She can't even carry the book. Like, there's got to be more of a way for Tiki to not
well,
have things be terrible if she's like, I know she doesn't have any physical strength, but like you can influence people and do more things if you actually were smart. I feel like is my read
well,
on
I think
Tiki.
well, it kind of makes sense in that. Well, I mean, kind of in the same vein as the Avatar spirit bonded to a human, keep them human, blah blah blah, so like they actually like help people and stuff. But think like Tiki, I mean Tiki and Plog, they're just like these little floating, like they don't really have a lot of strength to them. They can't really do a lot, and people are like freaked out when they see them. And obviously, like the Kwamis and humans work together to like
Yeah.
to help people. So I feel like it makes sense in that way. And I don't think it's strictly like, yes, she can be like she can know everything there is to know. and still be kind of helpless. Like, I mean, I think it's a matter of, like, I don't think those necessarily like contradict. I mean, obviously Tiki's like terrible at convincing this middle schooler to listen to her, but like that's
Yeah.
not really Tiki's fault. Like, she's dealing with like, like a 14-year-old, and like she's like, I'm not listening to you. Like, you can't really do much about that.
I think it kind of is her fault if she's been with Marinette for like years. I think she should know how
Well,
to do
I'm
more.
beginning to think that it hasn't been that long. Like, I'm
Yeah,
beginning
I
to
mean,
like,
we'll see next episode how long
yeah.
it's been. We don't
Like,
know, but
I don't think like, I mean, I would be really excited if we saw like a 5-year-old Marinette or something, because that'd be so cute. Oh my god.
yeah, I don't think
But
that's what we're seeing. But yeah,
what's happening? Like, I feel like this is going to be like beginning of the school year kind of thing. Like,
hmm
they're just suddenly superheroes. Granted, it's also interesting because like all the time people are like, oh my god, Ladybug, and it's like, how long have you been a superhero that everyone's like obsessed with you? Like, what
yeah.
is the timeline here?
No, it seems like
I don't know.
it's been maybe a few years, but yeah. My
Well, I
prediction
would
is
say
like,
maybe a year or two. Like, for example, like, Delaney's other obsession, Supergirl. Supergirl gets popular really quickly. Like, I mean, the
mhm.
show takes course over a few months, and she gets, I mean, it's superhero. Who's gonna love a superhero? Hello. So I think there is a chance that this could all be happening like in this like of a year, and maybe she hasn't been like they haven't. And of course, we've had episodes where it's kind of like, Marinette, how long have you been doing this? Because we have
Yeah,
like little weird moments. So I think it could be we might be dealing with a shorter timeline than we think.
yeah. A
Which
year.
would explain why Tikki has like zero influence over Marinette, because like she's like, I don't know who you are. You're like this weird floating head that sits in my purse. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. A year seems short, but it's something like, whatever. We'll see. It's my prediction would be like beginning of middle school or whatever. So there's we'll see on Tikki. I mean, this is I don't know. Maybe I'm being influenced by her being like pink and high pitched voice recently, but she just seems very like not there for a lot of the time. Anyway, let's go over the episode. We haven't even talked about this yet. Is Adrien's dad had this book. We've still not had him being Hawkmoth confirmed
They're
yet.
tormenting us so much. Like, it's cruel at this
I mean,
point.
we've both decided that it's true as of last episode. Are you again? Is this more confirmation? I mean,
Well,
yes, obviously, right? He has the book, right?
yes. But at the same time though, like, Tikki says something like, in the wrong hands, this book is really dangerous. And it's like, if Hawkmoth has this book, why is he so useless? Like,
Yeah.
Hawkmoth, like, why are you literally the worst?
So I think that this book, like, it makes a lot of sense that Hawkmoth would have this knowledge, and Hawkmoth
Yeah.
wouldn't know about all the Miraculouses, because Hawkmoth seems to have want to get all the Miraculouses and take over the world. So I think that he has
Also,
to
the
have
fact that
this.
he knows what the Miraculouses are. Like, he's like, it's
Yeah.
her earrings, it's his ring. Like,
Right. So I think this explains all of that. So I mean, I think it's confirmed basically.
yeah.
But you're right. It does seem like maybe he'd be able to be a little bit more competent with the book.
Like, is
Tikki.
the book really an encyclopedia? Because, like, it could be, honestly, it could probably list their strengths and weaknesses if that's in fact what it could do. Also, why would you have a book like that? That's dumb. Like, why would, like, who wrote that book? Like,
Yeah.
do you hate everyone?
Yeah.
But,
Do they say this book is I will go through that line. I think they say it's Tibetan. So
yeah.
this is our origin of all the powers and stuff going back to Tibet. That'll be interesting.
Yep.
I have a one semester's year experience of Tibetan Buddhism knowledge, so maybe this will be helpful for this show. I'll be the expert here. Let's go through this. So this beginning scene, this safe behind Adrien's dad's Adrien the portrait of their mom in his room, and to Tibet stuff, the book about the Hawkmoth in the book. In the middle of Heroes. I don't know what it meant, but yeah. So I like this opening
he's like,
scene.
why is there a villain? And like,
Oh yeah,
like, why
in the
is
middle
a
of all
supervillain
these heroes.
with all these heroes?
Yeah. Which was confirmation that there are heroes in the book, and later we see Ladybug. Yeah, I like the opening scene. I thought it was good. It does seem a little bit like slow compared to all the great Adrien's dad stuff we got last episode, but it was still very good, I think.
Also, is Adrien like? Because I'm beginning to wonder, like, so Adrien's like sneaking around, like, dude, it was like, oh, my dad has a safe, and it's like, okay, how much are you spying on your dad? Like, why are you spying on your dad? Like, is this like a desperate attempt at attention? Do you just want to know what he's doing, or are you actually suspicious of your father? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he suspects his dad of being Hawkmoth, although I think he is suspicious of him in general right now. That would be my read.
Fine. You can be suspicious of your father, but it's also like, it's a little weird, like, Yeah,
I mean, that situation is weird, but yeah. Because Good job, Adrien, though, I guess, doing all this. New character Leela. I like how we introduce her by like saying, "Oh, she's like met Prince Ali, and she's Jagged Stone wrote a song about her, and like all these
Like
things that we heard about." It's
Jimika.
Jemica, yeah, and yeah, that's true actually from New Powerpuff Girls. But
So
yeah,
good.
I like bringing back all our elements from that, and then she's like instantly flirting with Adrien, and all. I like how she's won Alia over with an interview for her blog. It's pretty great.
Marinette's so betrayed.
Yeah. It's like the Maralia has been betrayed with the Lealia, right? Yeah,
That's what happened. She's jealous.
the triangle, yeah. Marinette's worried about her and Adrien, and then we have like this comic book style thing we've seen before of Marinette worrying about that is pretty good. I think we've seen it at least once or twice, but I don't remember.
Yes.
Tiki's like,
nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Tiki's like obsessed with the book. We see Ladybug in the book. Leela's like, Ladybug and I are close. Or does Ladybug say that? And then yeah, we have this whole scene of her being mean to her, right?
Right.
A fox superheroine. Interesting. Yeah, Marinette gets like Marinette just like steals the book back from Adrien or something, or Tikki takes it and then Marinette
they get it out of the trash and run away.
Leela says she's descendant of Volpina, and I was like kind of buying it, but at the same time, she wouldn't just say it if it was true. So I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like, it's a little weird. Like, also that it's super convenient. Like, it is like, if she just happens to have that necklace and it's not true, like that is like literally that lie fell into her lap and was gifted to her.
Yeah, I guess that the episode is trying to convince us that this is because Marinette's like, oh, she's lying about everything. That's why lying's her power. It is possible she is just actually a descendant of Vulpina and like actually could turn into she could turn into dark Vulpina next season. I think that's probably something people are speculating. Yeah.
But then like the idea of being a descendant, it's like so at some point someone knew she said her grandmother gave it to her, so theoretically her grandmother could have been Vulpina, or that's an interesting way to go with it, because they were typing descendants of, because that begins to introduce this idea of not necessarily of it being passed down from like that it's inherited.
I mean, we'll see next week. It's not worth getting into. I assume Marinette did not inherit the ladybug from.
No, not at all. But that's what's interesting, because that introduces that, because I think at first we were talking, they're chosen for whatever reason, pure of heart, whatever, or gets bitten by a spider. We don't know, but
so that's interesting. If some of them are just passed down, Marinette with the most useless transformation ever. I found that pretty funny. She transforms just to go be rude and ruin the romantic interactions here. But Tikki okay, one thing I noticed, Marinette leaves, Tiki's trying to hold up the book with her mouth, and then we don't see it again, and the book's gone. It's where did Tikki put this book? So I'm wondering
what
did Tikki what do you do in Harry Potter? Whatever, the stuff or something like that. Or did she does she have a TARDIS technology type thing? Or I feel like
Tikki, is she like a sim? Can she just put random things in her pockets? What is it?
I think she apparated the book, or bubbled the book, or something,
whatever. The book. Yeah. She vanished the book. Something happened.
I think there's a secret Tikki power here, or this was
maybe,
just
I'm beginning to think that Marinette's little bag is Hermione's purse. Maybe it went in there.
Yeah, maybe. We need to see this. I think Leela says her foxtail thing's a miraculous. And I was okay, it's probably not, but yeah. And Marinette's going off. Leela's crying. Adrian's how dare you? And then he's oh wait, my crush. And then he's hey, yeah. That's okay, Adrien, you can come on. Let's
also, again, how much common knowledge is this miraculous stuff? Because Adrien just blurts out, "You're miraculous," and it's we need to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think it's not common knowledge. He was just not had it together. Yeah. And then we have our twist. Hawkmoth is I'm gonna make you Vulpina gain trust of Ladybug and Cat Noir, make them think you're a real superheroine, which is a really good plan. And it's Hawkmoth, if you're capable of thinking of this, why are all your other plans terrible?
Why didn't you do this forever ago?
It doesn't, come on, get it together, Hawkmoth. There's this random meteor. Where does this meteor come from?
This is my favorite. Like I was like, whoa, we're actually saving the city, and then it's not real.
Oh, it's the fake meteor. Okay.
It's her. Like she like
Oh
made
yeah, the
one of
whole thing is
herself.
an illusion. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Um, cat transforming Volpina
I
illusion.
will say it was really confusing at first. Like after it didn't really make sense until
Yeah.
like the third illusion that the meteor wasn't real.
I didn't even realize it until now, so that's good. Yeah, I didn't think about it again.
So like it's so confusing. Like it was really weird to watch.
They Volpina like makes illusion of Hawkmoth and they send her chasing. So here's my big question: does this mean that they know what Hawkmoth looks like if they're chasing after Hawkmoth?
But then they were also like, we've never seen him in the flesh. So
How do you know that this is him?
like what? So like they've never seen him in the flesh, but they somehow know what he looks like. So like how? Like did Tikki draw Marinette a picture?
So I guess he was
How
just
did
they
he
just
know?
saw him in the book. Marinette at least just saw him in the book, but like it seems like they're both very familiar with what he looked like, which didn't make
Yeah,
sense to me.
yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then it also raises, how do they know who Hawkmoth is anyway? Because like if they've never seen him.
Yeah. Also, they don't
like,
like.
this makes
Yeah,
sense.
they did. It's. I don't think it'd been established before this that they actually knew that there was someone controlling all these akumatized people.
Like who told them? Because like when you think about it, like in Avatar we don't see Ozai for a really long time, but we understand Ozai, faceless villain, he's Fire Lord. But like that's different from this, where it's like you just have villains coming at you. You have then how do they even figure out that they're being controlled?
Yeah.
Like how do they figure this out?
Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think that before this episode we ever knew that Hawkmoth was a thing from the reference point of Marinette and Adrien.
I mean, they've said his name, like they're like
Have they said
Hawkmoth.
his name? When?
Yeah, that's why none of this makes sense because they've mentioned him. They know who Hawkmoth is, and they're like, oh, Hawkmoth. But then it's like you don't know what he looks like. This is the
Okay,
first
so if
time
they
you've
know who
seen
he
him.
is, then they told I guess their Kwamis told them off camera.
Yeah,
But like
it doesn't make a lot of sense because and like literally like we've never seen him in the flesh. And how the heck do you know what he looks like?
at the very least they shouldn't know what he looks like, but they did. I think Marinette might have seen him in the book today, but that or maybe Adrien.
Maybe.
I don't know. But either way, I don't think they should have been like able to instantly recognize him like this. I think
Well, also
like
they were like you said, like they said it in a way that was like very familiar. And then of course Marinette said, we've never seen him in like seen him in, like, and so like that's a very different intonation and line than like we've never seen him before. Like no, it was like we've never seen him in like.
Yeah, it seems like we're missing something, but it's also possible that this is answered in the Origins episodes. I don't know. I'm not sure. I also don't think Leela should know what he looks like. I guess maybe it's like it innately has that knowledge because Hawkmoth is controlling her, but I wouldn't think that she'd instantly know what he looks like.
Right.
I don't know. None of that makes sense to me. Maybe
Also,
maybe that'll be answered soon.
I don't like. I'm just so like he creates this fake superhero, and clearly, I bet like this is what the real Vulpina looks like. So then it's like, if you can do this, why don't you just make everyone like fake ladybugs and cat noirs? Like we've done this before, kind of, but it's like.
Yeah, I mean, we've complained before about why his plans aren't better. We're just going to assume he's dumb, and he kind of is. But I mean, he's like Adrian's dad's like serious and like seemingly smart, but doesn't seem to have it together in a lot of ways. I like how Cat Noir is like
his alternative is an idiot.
Yeah, his alter ego is just I like Cat Noir is just like new colleague when Volpina comes. Hawkmoth illusion. I like they're fighting about directions. We get like 2 minutes of this terrible love triangle dynamic between the three of them. I mean, I'm glad it gets resolved pretty quick. At the same time, it's pretty quick that they discover that she's not real.
Also, it's really frustrating that Cat Noir like doesn't listen to her. Like, I understand that like she was being jealous and like rude earlier, but it's also like she's always right. Cat Noir,
she is always right. Yeah,
she's always right.
Yeah, I mean,
she's clearly the more competent of you two, and she's in charge of you. So just listen to her.
Listen to her. To his credit, he believes her very quickly when she tells him she's Leela's akumatized. So I guess that makes up for it a little bit.
And to be fair, Marinette was totally rude to her earlier, and like it's kind of fair that he didn't believe her. Still,
whatever. Yeah, missile like these millions of missiles around Marinette, or yeah. And it's like, no, you're akumatized. And she's like gonna give her the miraculous. So this is the tactic from this season of the 100 when there's like an AI which is controlling people, and you need to get people to join the AI. So you threaten someone you love and who's controlled by the AI to like kill themselves, and then they instantly give in. It's like the surefire way to get them to come over. So doing this with Adrien later in the episode is like great, but unfortunately for Hawkmoth, he doesn't understand that his son is one of the two of them, which is the only flaw in this plan. If he knew, then he could have like done something about this. But instead, what is clearly going to work, it's been disrupted by Adrien being very confident that that is not the real Adrien. Like that's kind of the thing. If he'd pay attention to his son more and he figured it out, then it would be all over now.
So it's just so genius. Like, and I am irritated. Like, this would have been the perfect moment for them to reveal who they are to each other. But like at the same time, it's just also kind of just great. Like, what a great plot. Just of course it's not.
Yeah, let's go through the rest. They tells Kat is akumatized through like their like video chat.
Phone.
Yeah.
Their Super Skype.
Yeah, no, what's it called on the iPhone? I'm blanking on that anyway.
FaceTime.
Their FaceTime. That's their FaceTime. My fault to go with Leela, go to the house. He's like, I'm going to go to the house of the boy. I'll send you the directions. And Adrian's like, I don't need the directions.
I think I know the way. Like, shut up, Adrien.
Shut up. He's like, I can beat her without being Cat. And then Marinette tries to call Cat Noir lol. This whole thing is just lol. The entire time.
It's so ridiculous.
She like makes a bunch of clones of herself or whatever, and then she's taken Adrien. It's another illusion, and how would you know? Ha ha ha. This whole thing. But he's not here anymore. Lol lol lol. Yeah.
It's somehow not irritating though. Like they've done stuff like this before, and it's like irritating. But this actually isn't irritating.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I love it. I mean, I wish it resulted in something, but it is pretty great here.
Yeah, it's just fabulous.
Yeah, she's gonna drop Adrien, about to get the miraculouses. Catherine's the staff. Yeah. Lucky Charm for like a shiny thing to figure out to like blind her, which is actually like a good usage of Lucky Charm for once. Like, I
don't know. I thought it might be the dumbest one. Like, why did it have to be a chocolate bar? Why
it didn't have to be anything? But it wasn't like make this, throw this at this, and then it does this, and then it does this. It was just like shine a shiny thing in her face.
That's fair. You're right. At least it wasn't like some ridiculous.
Yeah, it didn't need to be a chocolate bar though. Yeah. And then Cataclysm, and then like traps her.
Okay, they're on top of the Eiffel Tower. Why? Like, okay, I understand that everything fixes itself, but like, you can't just go around destroying everything.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It stresses me out so much.
No, you can totally do that.
Oh my god!
Did you have other comments about the holding the Adrien illusion on top? Yeah, I thought this was like the highlight of the episode for sure.
It's just great. Like, it's just so great.
Yeah, it's.
And then Adrien just like, oh no, throw the staff.
At least he had the mental capacity to just throw the staff. That was a good idea. Marinette just twice about to surrender her miraculous. Like,
right.
It just shows that this is such an easy fix. Like, Hogmonth, now you know the secret. Just threaten someone she loves. Literally. Like, this is how you do it. It's not.
Also, like, Adrien's been threatened like indirectly before, so like, and we haven't had something like that before, I don't think, where one of them actually gets captured, like, and is, like, literally, like, I mean, we have
Cats, like, turning into the villain type, like, control, but it's never, like, it shows that the solution is take control of Cat and then just, like, have him claws to his throat. Like, that's kind of dark, but that's how you
not even that. You can just have someone kidnap Adrien and make it to the point where he can't transform.
Well, that involves them knowing who he is, though. So that's the problem.
Well, no. Well, if they want, but what I meant is they've shown now that Ladybug is willing to surrender if Adrien's in danger. Like if she makes it to the point, or not, even, I don't even think necessarily Adrien. If anyone is in danger, like the way that was, and she's helpless. Yeah, because she's a superhero. That's what they do. Like,
I mean, I don't think from Hawkmoth's perspective, Adrien has nothing to do with it. I guess because he's not Cat Noir, but yeah, that's someone who could. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a really, like, easy way to go. Like, kidnap Alia and just dangle her off a building.
Yeah, that's totally the way to go. Yeah. This shows how stupid the entire season has been. Like, there's better ways to go about this. I I do think it's dangerous to like get into this type of thing because now you have to expect it in the future.
Right.
It's like now Hawkmoth should understand that this is what you should do. So we'll see if this is true.
I mean, it'd be an interesting way to go too. Like, like Lois Lane, Superman, like very like we could very easily go this route with like Adrien, like just dangle Adrien off the side of a building,
Yeah, we
and
should
or
just do this
Alia.
more often. Yeah, it'd be good. Leela transforms back. Marinette's like, I'm sorry for the park. She's like, nah, we'll never be friends. Lol. Hawkmoth is like, she's still angry. You're not done with her, Ladybug. The big day is soon to begin.
Why couldn't he just like immediately akumatize her again? Like, is there like a timer?
Why is there a limitation on this? We haven't heard of this, right? Yeah.
Like, he also has like tons of them. We know he does. So
yeah. So we've talked about that a lot. It's just whatever. What's our big day? I don't know. We'll see. But that's the season premiere, I assume.
All of the villains everywhere.
I guess. Like, I hope the big day is like actually making her a dark like superhero. Like, I think that would be good. Where's real Adrien? I have to go check. And then he like comes back, he's like, I'm showering, and he's as Cat, and then he's like talking to her, and she's like, oh no, it's Adrien. So this is adding to the absurdity of the identity thing. She understands that that's his real voice.
Yeah.
So why doesn't she realize this when she's just talking to him as Cat? You can tell that's his voice when he's Cat and he's talking. Oh my goodness, this was like so frustrating. But it's like I think this is a clear logic break to me. Maybe tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this to me seems like a clear and absurd logic break. I guess he changes his voice when he's Cat and he sounds different, but at the same time, it's obviously the same thing.
Yes, like that was the most striking thing about the scene to me. Was it's like you literally were just talking to him like 2 minutes ago.
And like, yes, his Cat voice is like this, and then his normal voice is like normal. Like it's. I understand that it changes a little bit, but what this scene shows is that there's no plot device masking his voice. Like there is a plot. There is like a mythology device masking the appearance when they're transformed. Like you need an identifier. That's not true for the voice. So I think that this is like logic breaking or her not recognizing him. Yeah.
Also, we've had this before, I think, with like him talking to Marinette. Like Marinette does not sound different. Like
Marinette definitely doesn't sound different. Yeah.
She's Ladybug, she's Marinette, same person, and like they've done this before. Should definitely
even if his voice changes, he should definitely understand that she's the same person. But no, But it's quickly rectified by the best shot of the show, them having their Doomsday, I think is the episode, Doctor Who.
Yes.
Yeah, their Doomsday moment with like on the other side of the thing. This is like the summary of the season is like them wanting to like reach out to each other but not understanding that it's them. It's such a good shot.
Also, this is the second time we used the shower, and I want it to be a thing. We're like, I'm just in the shower. Like Adrien takes a lot of showers. It's a little weird, guys. Yeah, love it. This is
that
good.
Should be a thing. Yeah. I think that this is not as heartbreaking as the original Doomsday moment because they're not like trapped from each other. They're just too stupid to understand that they're not physically like.
I didn't sob for 30 minutes afterwards. It's different.
So. I thought that was just really good shot though. Why does Adrien have this book? I have to give it back. Tikki, I know someone who can decode. It's sacred, all the secrets of the Miraculous Liz. It's very dangerous in the wrong hands. I want to bring it to the Great Guardian. Time for you to finally meet her, Marinette.
It's a secret of all the Miraculouses, and Hawkmoth still.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's in a different language, so maybe maybe you just can't read it.
Yeah, that might be it.
I guess that's true. Adrian's like, where's Dad's book? If he discovers it's gone, his anger will be worse than Hawkmoth's. Oh, Adrien. You stupid little child. Like,
so mean. Like, so cruel.
Okay. And then at the end, we talked about the scene. Hello, Ladybug. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. Okay. Look at I posted our screenshot choices. Only 3 this week because
I don't have like 9.
There could have been any number of Leela shots, and she's gorgeous in all of them. But
I like the first one.
This first one's great. Yeah, I don't remember what the context is, but it's Cat Noir like making the dumbest face.
Pretty good.
Yeah. The second one is probably almost definitely the choice. Is the Doomsday moment.
100% what it is.
Yeah, and then the third one is a gorge shot of Marinette at the end from.
I mean, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's like the level of detail they animate Marinette's face with is very differing depending on whether it's like a close up of her or not.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like during when he's like, it's time, it's someone to show you, that type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, the shot of them on other sides of the door as
Ladybug
themselves.
Doomsday.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay. So we'll talk more about this in the origins, and then we're gonna have a season wrap up after. But yeah, end of the season. Feelings on the show very positive right now. Thumbs up.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can't believe we're at the end. Like we got here.
Yeah, but it didn't really do anything, so I didn't expect it to go anywhere. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
It
we'll see.
actually, I'm just shocked it ended on a cliffhanger. Like for me, I was just like, "Wow, we're capable of this." Maybe
Um,
there is a plot somewhere.
I guess this is a cliffhanger. I guess.
I mean, it's like it's a cliffhanger.
I
Like
mean,
it's
I guess there's two cliffhangers. There's the Hawkmoth being like Leela's doing something, and then there's this like who's this guy? But like I don't know. What are they gonna say when we come back and we see him? It's like I'm the ancient Chinese mystic overseer of the Miraculouses. Like there's other superheroes out there. Like what's he gonna say that's gonna change our perception of the show?
I
That's
mean,
my
I feel like
question.
we could do it. Like I feel like there's a chance
I
we could
don't
say something that like.
about like yeah. I mean I don't know. I mean we don't really know what he could say because we don't have the perception of it, but.
But then also there's the fact that like she hasn't met him. Like Tikki said that it's time for you to meet the Great Guardian. So like that already suggests that he didn't have anything to do. Well, at least he didn't have a direct way of having Ladybug become.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not that's not worth speculating, and we'll see next week. But yeah, we'll see his role in the origins if he's in there at all.
I mean, he's keeper of secret knowledge. We know, like obviously that's what he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's
It,
gonna say. That's so
it would be cool
groundbreaking.
though if he had a Kwame. Like I want some like super ancient Kwame to like come crawling out of somewhere and like start like.
Oh, I want like a super old like Guy Kwame's like super like this guy like mystic knowledge, and then I want him to be like,
Yes.
oh Tikki, my elder, like
Right.
yeah, like that would be the best. That's what I
I
want.
don't think I'd have to like stop and like reevaluate my life before I continued watching the episode if that happens. Like,
Like oh, all powerful deity Tikki, like how are you
right?
doing?
I
Yeah.
don't like that to happen. Or like, or even just the Great Guardian who like he like does something like to Tikki like something like shows his respect. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Instead of treating her like a cat, yeah. This yeah, that'll be
Oh,
good. So we'll see what happens with this. Our Ladybug coverage continues. Hopefully, busy weekend next weekend with Voltron. Hopefully, we'll be able to do parts 1 and 2 of the origins on next Sunday. We'll see. And then our coverage of Ladybug will continue past this. You guys have been very supportive, and we'll continue Ladybug discussion topics every week after this. The first of which will be evaluating the season as a whole and the state of the show, and then we'll see after that. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for your continued support of these. Some of our highest rated podcasts talking about the show, and I think we're both enjoying it and excited to talk about it more. And I don't think we have any word on the next season yet, but
yeah.
it is coming. But we don't think we have any
Well,
like,
I
dates.
heard we're getting Okay, I saw this on Tumblr. I don't know how accurate this is. But
Probably
we're getting
not
like
accurate.
We're getting holiday episodes. We're getting Halloween and Christmas episodes.
Okay, I'll check on this. Yeah,
So they're like, I mean, there's like official like stuff. Like I swear,
are
this is
these
where-
like the beginning of season 2? Are these like Are these like short? Like we haven't seen the shorts yet, so I don't know what you know. Anyway, you guys can let us know if there's what word on that is. YouTube comments, Tumblr ask comment on overlyanimated.com on this episode, and it'll be yeah. Thanks for your feedback. Let us know what you thought. And I'm Delaney and Delaney Stovall, overlyanimated.com. Search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, your favorite podcatcher. We love iTunes reviews. We need iTunes reviews to continue to grow and to move up the iTunes rankings. If those would be very much appreciated. And you can also support us financially by going to patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons, Shayna, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, John, Ryan, and Catherine, Rachel, John, Ryan, and Catherine. AKA, hey, enough of your merch, gonna see Beach Exchange, Nathan, Philly, and Buzz Lightyear, Mailman, Rachel Rose, Jenny, Barbara, Brian, and Cap. Last comments, Delaney.
just A plus.
A plus. I mean, I don't know. I'll go A minus, but
Well,
I think it was.
I'm kind of sad that we're coming to the end of like, we've been watching it every week for so long, and it's gonna be like, oh, there aren't any more to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is like literally half a year, so
Yep.
it's. No, that's true though. It's like it's since December we've been watching this every week. Well, I guess there's the period of Nick not showing it, and then we decided to keep
Right.
going. But yeah, hopefully it'll be back soon enough, and that'll be good. All right, thanks guys. We will see you next week, hopefully with the Origins episodes. Bye.
Bye.